Last-minute bombshell. Spurs go all in. £70 million record-breaking bid for Savinho incoming. Man City's resistance could finally collapse under pressure. Welcome back to Tottenham News Today channel. According to Fabrizio Romano, Tottenham are preparing what could prove to be a decisive move in the race for Savinho. Romano has confirmed that Tottenham are preparing a formal offer in the region of £70 million, with sources close to the deal confident that this could be the turning point that forces City's hand. Up until now, negotiations have been somewhat tense, with at least one senior figure inside Manchester City reluctant to sanction the departure of the highly rated winger. Pep Guardiola himself once described Savinho as extraordinary, a player who combines pace, flair and technical ability with an end product that makes him one of Europe's most exciting young talents. That reluctance, however, may be about to soften. The feeling inside both camps is that a £70 million proposal would be too significant to ignore, particularly at this late stage of the transfer window. Adding fuel to the fire, Savinho's representatives are already in Manchester, continuing discussions and pushing to get the deal over the line. Talks are expected to accelerate further in the hours after City's upcoming fixture, with Spurs determined to get clarity before the final week of the window. Tottenham know they cannot afford another disappointment after the collapse of their pursuit of Eberechi Eze, and this deal has now become a matter of pride as well as ambition. Inside Hotspur Way, there is an air of urgency. Spurs supporters have demanded answers, and the club's hierarchy are fully aware of the importance of landing a marquee signing to lift the mood after weeks of frustration. According to sources close to Romano, Tottenham are not only prioritizing Savinho, but are also planning at least 2 further signings before deadline day, the number 1 target who could immediately transform Thomas Frank's attacking options. Frank, who is understood to be in love with the player, sees Savinho as the perfect fit for his tactical setup. Able to operate naturally on the left wing, but also flexible enough to cover multiple attacking roles, the Brazilian would give Spurs the creativity, explosiveness and unpredictability that their front line currently lacks. More than that, he represents the type of bold, ambitious signing that could signal to both fans and rivals that Tottenham mean business this season. For Savinho himself, the decision seems clear. Romano has confirmed that the player is fully open to the move, excited by the prospect of regular first-team football in the Premier League and keen to work under Frank. At just 21 years old, he understands that now is the time to take the next step in his career. With the World Cup on the horizon in 2026, minutes at the highest level will be essential if he is to cement his place in Brazil's plans, and Spurs can offer him exactly that. All the signs point in one direction. Tottenham are ready to push all in for Savinho, and with a £70 million offer about to be placed on the table, Manchester City may finally have no choice but to accept. Spurs are preparing to make another decisive move as they look to bring in highly rated Argentine midfielder Nico Paz from Como. According to multiple reports in Italy, Spurs have already tested the waters with a £40 million bid earlier this month, which was promptly rejected by the Serie A side. However, there is a growing belief that a second improved offer could be enough to get the deal over the line. And Thomas Frank seems determined to make it happen. Paz has emerged as a priority target for Tottenham in the final stretch of the window, with the North London club in urgent need of creativity and attacking impetus from midfield. Injuries to James Maddison and Dejan Kulusevski have left the squad short of options in the final third, and Frank has made it clear he wants a new playmaker to arrive before the deadline. In his most recent press conference, the Spurs boss was categorical, stating, "Tottenham will sign a no.10 before the window shuts." Those words have only fueled speculation that Paz could well be the man at the top of the list. The 20-year-old, once a product of Real Madrid's youth system, has impressed in Serie A with his technical ability, composure in possession and creative spark. Despite his age, Paz has shown maturity and vision well beyond his years, establishing himself as one of the brightest young midfielders in European football. Como, understandably, are holding out for a premium fee. Gianluca Di Marzio has reported that they value him at around £60 million, although a figure closer to £50 million might be enough to seal the deal. Tottenham are expected to come back with an improved offer in that range, which could tempt the Italian club into negotiations. For Spurs, the timing of this move could not be more critical. Fresh from winning a European trophy last season, the club are eager to build on their momentum and strengthen their squad with young, high-potential talent. Signing Paz would not only solve the immediate problem of creativity in Maddison's absence, but also provide a long-term investment in a player who could grow into a central figure at the club. His versatility is another attractive trait, comfortable as a traditional no.10 but equally capable of drifting deeper to dictate play. Paz offers the tactical flexibility Thomas Frank craves. On the player's side, the prospect of joining Tottenham is said to be appealing. Regular football in the Premier League, particularly for a club pushing on multiple fronts, could accelerate his development and enhance his standing with the Argentine national team. At just 20 years old, Paz knows that making the right move now could define the next stage of his career, and Spurs' ambitious project looks like the perfect platform. The coming days will be decisive. Tottenham's recruitment team are expected to intensify talks with Como, and with Frank publicly demanding a creative midfielder before deadline day, there is a quiet confidence in North London that a deal can be struck. £50 million may well prove to be the magic number, and if Spurs step forward with that offer, Nico Paz could soon be wearing the famous white shirt at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham turns its attention to Magnus Akliouche, the young French star from Monaco. The Spurs continue to keep their eyes on Brazilian winger Savinho, but Manchester City does not seem willing to release him this summer. With Tottenham identifying Akliouche as a serious and more economical alternative, confidence is growing that a deal could be struck soon. Akliouche, at just 23 years of age, has already caught the attention of Europe's elite. Both Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester City have closely monitored his development, recognising his technical brilliance, vision and versatility in the final third. However, Tottenham believe they are in pole position to secure his signature, especially with the promise of regular football in the Premier League, a factor that could prove decisive in a World Cup year. For Akliouche, a move to England's top flight could be the perfect platform to showcase his abilities and strengthen his chances of earning a place in France's squad for the 2026 World Cup in the United States. Following the frustration of missing out on Crystal Palace star Eberechi Eze, Spurs are under pressure to deliver a marquee attacking signing that excites the supporters and adds genuine quality to Thomas Frank's squad. Akliouche fits that profile perfectly. Elegant on the ball, sharp in his movement, and with an eye for both goals and assists, he has the potential to slot seamlessly into Tottenham's attacking system. Frank has privately made it clear that he sees Akliouche as an ideal addition, someone capable of playing across the front line but also thriving in creative midfield roles. Monaco, naturally, are reluctant to part with their prized asset and have placed a valuation of around £60 million on the Frenchman. Yet, reports from the French media suggest that the League One side could be tempted if Spurs submit a bid closer to the £50 million mark. Tottenham's hierarchy are well aware of this, and talks are expected to intensify in the coming days as the club weigh up a formal proposal in that range. For Spurs, the logic behind this pursuit is clear. Not only would Akliouche represent a smart financial move compared to the £70 million it would take to prize Savinho away from City, but he would also bring a profile of player who can grow with the project. Tottenham have shown in recent years that they are willing to back young, talented players and give them the stage to flourish. Akliouche could be the next success story. All the ingredients for a deal appear to be falling into place. A player keen on the move, a club determined to strengthen before deadline day, and a price point that feels increasingly negotiable. Sources in France insist Akliouche would view a transfer to Tottenham as the ideal step in his career, the lure of the Premier League, the chance to play in Europe, and the opportunity to develop under Thomas Frank, all adding to the appeal. With the window entering its decisive final stretch, Tottenham's intent is crystal clear. They want Magnus Akliouche, and they are ready to make their move. A bid in the region of £50 million could unlock the door, and if that happens, Spurs may soon have one of France's brightest attacking prospects pulling on the famous white shirt in North London. That wraps up today's update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with all things Tottenham, Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for our latest content. Be sure to give this video a like and share it with fellow Spurs supporters. Let's grow the Tottenham News Today community together. Thanks for tuning in, and as ever, come on you Spurs.